My name's Robert Moore. I'm the director here at the Fire School, Texas A&M. Our students and our staff and all of our guest instructors, they come to this school year in and year out. They are committed to this school. They have ownership in this school, and they want to make it the biggest and best in the world, which it already is. It's been a very, very good school this year. Everything is run smooth. I have great guest instructors that take care of everything. I don't have enough staff members to be able to handle these size of schools. So the guest instructors that we have are very, very important to us.
10 minutes until rotation.
Welcome to the loading terminal. My name's Dave Atkinson with Eastman Chemical out of Longview. What we have here on this project is a simulated loading platform. On this platform, we have 4 different sources of fuels. 2 types, 4 sources. On the back end of this platform, down at ground level, is an LPG line. That line is spraying LPG gas, and we need to isolate and block that valve. We also are going to have 2 hydrocarbon liquids flowing into this pit. Up on the top platform, moving right to left, there's simulated where there was a tank truck being loaded. Well, something went wrong, the driver panicked and he pulled away. So currently what we have is a large amount of hydrocarbon liquid free-falling into a diked area. Now the next stop to the left of that, dead center, was a truck that was being loaded, standing by, where the material is continuing to flow over. They weren't able to isolate it, so now we have a fuel depth fire offset. The 4th and final valve on the back side is another LPG that's a leaking flange. We're also going to be utilizing a lot of master streams. We're going to be using fixed monitors and portable monitors. Well, what does that type of large amount of water do when you're trying to apply foam blanket? Destroys your blanket. You're only going to have 10 gallons of foam for this project. 5 is enough, but we're giving you 10. Okay? So, hose line management, water management, foam management. Once you've isolated and you've controlled all the ground fire, you can leave and go up on the upper platform. We do not put people on an elevated platform with fire underneath.
What was the problem with the portable monitor?
It had been preset on a previous project. There's been some foam that had been sprayed to the ground from when we cleaned out the nozzle off the last evolution. The feet on that got the blitz fire started to slide a little bit, and the operator didn't quite have it where he needed to have it. Luckily enough, he was there. He was able to shut it down. When you're on your hand lines, and you're capturing a source, don't feel that your feet are locked in concrete and stuck there. Once you're given the ability, your assignment, do whatever tactics it takes to complete that assignment. Trying to capture that drip fire, standing 30 feet away, when you got closer and you open up your pattern a little bit, what happened? It went a lot better, right? You had a lot better control of it. Couple things to think about as an incident commander. You're going to give people a task, right? Or you're going to give them an assignment. If you give a person an assignment, you need to give them a task of what they need to do. You can tell me I'm the nozzleman all day, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to hold that nozzle, right? Until somebody tells me what to do, okay? So as your incident commander, you give that assignment, your host team 1, tell them what you want them to do. Once you have completed a task, you need to report back to the incident commander, I've completed my task, whether you're on the rip crew, fire extinguisher, wherever it takes, and then you can either reassign your officer to stand by. We never leave the project until you've been ordered to leave the project. Kind of got out of control a couple times with fire on the ground, right? We need to be aware of our surroundings. Ground lines, if you got people on an elevated platform, you need to keep your eyes open in case you see something. If you see fire and people are elevated, do you think you need to be told to put some water to push it back? No. The one thing that we saw that I kind of got concerned with at first is we put that flange fire out on the back end. If we have a gas that's on fire, is that good or bad? It's good because we know where it is. If we put it out, now we can be creating a vapor cloud where we could have an explosion. Well, I thought they communicated well. The incident commander has a tough job when you're working with 20 people that you just met at 7 o'clock this morning. So for them to have the ability to communicate with each other, move in a team fashion, and work a process like this without getting anybody hurt and with able to mitigate the problem quickly shows that that team is working pretty well together.
My name is Robert J. Wood. Everybody calls me Bob. I've been very proud to that allowed me to continue to be with this program. I served as the assistant field chairman for years, and then I became the field chairman for a number of years. Even though it was a job, it was a pleasure and enjoyable. The fire service has many good people that you always enjoy fellowshipping with and working with. I was started in the fire service with Gulf, which later became Chevron, and I went from a fire marshal and then became the chief and the head of the department. So I've spent close to 40 years there at that. I was with a volunteer fire department in Jefferson County, in Groves, and active there. So, but between that and being in our mutual aid group, we were requested to come up and start an industrial program. So there was a number of people selected from each industry to be represented here for that first year. There ended up being 10 instructors, and we had to have our own projects. We went through that first year with about 10 instructors on the field and 100 students, and this program just continued to grow year by year, and it became one of the largest contributors to this school. A lot of people gave a lot of time and effort in putting this school together. I happened to be on the committee when we got the statue there, and this one monument there at the corner that's outlined like the state of Texas, and put the wall up. Before that, we were using a large white board affair, and we'd put the names of the people on that.
That monument, it stands for a commitment to our guest instructors. If you have served as a guest instructor here on this field for 10 years, and then you pass, you're going to be memorialized on that monument with your name engraved.
Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we stand here today to honor these men who have passed on. We have some families here, Father, and we ask that you bless them. I know, Father, that there is always hurt, but remember, Father, bless them in the fact that they were contributors, that they gave of themselves, which no one can ask more, to participate in the fires of their community or their job. Father, we just thank you for this opportunity you give us to serve. For it's in Jesus Christ's most precious name. Amen.
In the United States, fire departments of early years were dispatched to fire calls using bells. Upon returning to headquarters, a bell signal of 555 was sounded, indicating that their call was complete and that everyone was accounted for. Today, we signal 555 as a final bell call for those instructors who have served us.
Command, go ahead.
Are we okay to open up our ambassador monitor to see what we can get in addition to?
That's clear. Hi, my name is Mark Turvey. I'm the task force leader for the Advanced Apparatus Operations class for the annual Industrial Fire School here at Texas A&M. This is the compilation exercise for this student group who have been training all week on big pumps, big hose, big nozzles, and aerial equipment to put it all together and do one big exercise. And they've done a fantastic job and now are currently flowing in excess of 20,000 gallons per minute. So we have a combination of trailer pumps, pumpers, big hose, big guns, and monitors to do this, and aerial devices. We're pleased to be able to do this, and the way we can do it is with vendor support. The equipment we're using on the field this week is not owned by Teaks. It is owned by the vendors who provide this, and we're very pleased they support us. Williams Fire and Hazard Control, Pierce Manufacturing, Ferrara, Training Specialties Incorporated, National Foam, I'm probably missing a few, Task Force Tips, Angus Fire. All of these companies come together and provide all the equipment that we need to do this, and without their support we wouldn't be able to. So we're very pleased to achieve a good healthy flow again this year. In the last few years we've been able to do about 20,000 gallons a minute.
We had a little rain this morning. The rain is not a problem, it's the lightning. And when the lightning detectors go off, we evacuate this field.
Instructors, break your classes.
Give me your name.
Ted Wallace.
And who you with?
I work with Potash Corp,
Where you based out of?
Saskatoon, Canada.
Okay. If you work out of
North Carolina, Aurora, North Carolina. This prop is different because it gives the guys a unique chance to work on multiple burns, multiple blocks, in a dike and tank storage area.
Hey, quick favor, friend. Let me drop this over your helmet. Just
Okay.
Camera. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Not a
very
problem.
much. You good? I'm good.
All right. Much water. You got a piece in the line somewhere? Hey! You want to grab a different line? Not the easiest thing to do. What's going on?
My name's Danny Ford. I'm with Eastman Chemicals. Their home plant is in Kingsport, Tennessee. I work at the Texas City site. I'm administrative supervisor in the plant, but I'm on the ERT team, the emergency response team. I've been on the emergency response team for 20 years. As my lead instructor said earlier, this project has multiple things. They get to shoot water on the fires. They get to use foam. They also get to use fire extinguishers on lazy fires. They impressed me by working together. They were all eager to work together. I think they need to work on yelling out their commands. They're still a little timid on their commands. And then some of them are a little rambunctious and want to go tackle fire when it's not quite ready for them to move in.
I'm a guest instructor here for TEEX, and my job is to be a section leader, so I'm with a section all week as they go through every burn, working with them, trying to help them get their credential at the end of the week. We are an international school, so we get folks from all over the world at this school. This year happens to be in the section I have a group from Jamaica.
My name is Andrew Lam. I am from Kingston, Jamaica. I work with Jerry and Nephew. We make and sell rum. I am voluntary. We have a very small fire team. We have foam, we have water. It's just depending on the nature of the fire, it's just to choose the right one to handle the fire. Foam is actually a polar solvent. It's alcohol. The principles will remain the same and the techniques will remain the same, so it's just to adapt it to the particular fires. We have to look as well as the lives. People work there. If we have a fire, it's quite likely we lose lives at the plant. If that fire gets away from the plant, it will affect the community, it will affect the company's bottom line and the economy generally.
My name is Jason Chung. I'm from Jamaica and I work for the Seoul Oil Refinery in Jamaica, Pleasure Jam Limited.
What crops have you been on so far? Which ones have you burned?
Which ones have I not burned?
Is there one that was particularly tough?
I would have to say this one. We had fires coming out at different angles. It was kind of hard to get in there and get the fire under control, but the team did a great job. This is my first time here. Just to get training on the job, for my job. I'm a terminal technician. It's good to have these skills.
I work with Petrojam Limited, the only oil refinery we have back home, and it's a great place. This is my very first time and I'm loving it. Initially I started out shaky because I'm not accustomed to these type of fires, these type of sounds, and I kind of got adjusted to it and realized it's nothing to be afraid of once you have the proper techniques, the proper knowledge and understanding of how to attack and extinguish a fire, and I'm really appreciative of that.
This is my 30th year down here, and I come every year as a volunteer instructor, guest instructor, and have worked a number of these projects. I come and do some of the corporate schools, or used to do some of that. So every year, this time of year, this is where I am.
What's going on out there? We're going to have 2 rescues. Operator right there. Firefighter right there. The RIC team, which one of those do you rescue?
The firefighter.
Firefighter. RICs are designed for firefighters, not for building occupants. Who's going to be responsible for the building occupant? A hose team, right? Okay, so the hose team is going to make that rescue over there. All right, so keep that in mind. We're going to have multiple fires going on. We're going to have an LPG pressure fire blowing across the front of the prop that has to get taken care of right away. Farther back in the center, we have another LPG coming off of a pump and a flammable liquid dumping down into the trench. And we have a compressor LPG fire over here blowing across towards the back. Okay. So what do we want to get on this prop right away? Cooling. So some of your first assignments should be your fixed monitor, which as we're looking at the prop from the street is going to be off to the right-hand side. Okay. So fixed monitors here, providing cooling across the prop. Portable monitor is going to be on the left-hand side. You need 50 feet of 3-inch hose attached to a blitz fire monitor. You're going to set that off to the left, up on the curb. You're going to cool this tower and off to the left. Actually, you can cool pretty much anywhere, just don't put it directly on any kind of fire. Okay? After that, we're going to start making our other assignments. So we have to get a couple of rescues done, right? So that's probably our next priority. We have the RIC over here. We have a firefighter down. Now, if I have this fixed monitor, and they're able to keep some cooling and some protection for the RIC, are they able to come in here and make that rescue? Yeah, as long as you can get close to it safe and you're not directly in the path of the plane, that's fine. And that rescue is probably going to happen pretty early on, and then the people that are on the RIC can support elsewhere as they see fit.
You do the thing when you go into the RIC, let the spotter know.
Yeah.
The spotter let it know, because you're getting in his line of fire and you don't want him to come down and monitor as you push your into the fire. So let him know you're going in there to keep the fire.
Can we also communicate that with the IC and let him know that he's out safe?
Yes, once the rescue is done, then you communicate it. But he's talking about when you go in, so you don't get your helmet taken off. Yes, sir. Okay. And then when you're out, you're absolutely correct. Tell that to the IC. Okay. So the RIC can do that pretty early on. Then we have this other operator over here that has to be taken care of, right? So, hose line 1 is going to use 100 feet of 1 3/4 hose and a fog nozzle, okay? You may have heard turbojet nozzle, combination nozzle, whatever. They're all types of fog nozzles. Turbojet is actually a brand name, so I personally own fog. So you're going to have to take care of the rescue and also this first block. So the incident commander can tell you, hey, I need you to pull this much hose, this diameter of hose, this type of nozzle, go make that block and that rescue. Give you those orders right out of the gate, and once you say aye, take off and make it happen. And you don't have to wait for anybody else to tell you to make those blocks. Whoever's on the nozzle of line number 1 is going to direct that team. My markers are dying here. Is going to direct that team in at about a 45-degree angle, capture and control that fire. Now at that point, you have an option. You can either make the block or you can make the rescue. Okay? Is there one that makes more sense than the other? Okay. Why would we want to make the block first? Yep. We're improving the survivability profile of that area for that victim. Right? It's easier on the victim, it's easier on the host team. Remember yesterday morning we talked about RECIO and our different priorities, but sometimes you have to do one before the other to make it happen safely and effectively. Okay. So I highly suggest you make the block first and then make the rescue. So the nozzle operator on line 1 is going to be with me. We're going to get in there, direct your team, on target, capture, control it. Once you're there, look back, yell to the third person, make the block. We're going to come around, make the block, then right after that, make the rescue. And that one person can make the rescue. It's a very light hose dummy. If you do need help to move that hose dummy, right over here, a portable monitor, you have a spotter. And the spotter can tell them, hey, just lock it down for a second, and the spotter can go over and assist you as well. Okay? Then you bring it back, get back on the line. Okay? So that first fire's taken care of, this rescue's been taken care of, this rescue's been taken care of. Okay? We have these two opposing fires in here, so after this one's done, hose line 1 is going to come back and reposition and line up. Well, while this stuff was happening, hose line 2 is actually going to be over here a little bit. They're going to have 100 feet, 1 3/4 hose with a fog nozzle. They're going to take care of this compressor fire, and when you do, you have to kind of come under the stairs a little bit and make the block. Okay? So, pretty straightforward stuff. Same thing, get in there, get on target, and when the nozzle operator is ready to go, call back to your third person, yell, make the block. Alright, when they're done with that, they're coming back over here as well, and hose line 1 and 2 are going to be parallel to each other, because these remaining fires, we have an LPG shooting off this way, and a flammable liquid dumping into the trench. There are opposing fires, and you cannot do that with one hose line, so you have to come in as a team, running parallel in there. Alright? So, As this is happening, and I have flammable liquid dumping into that trench, what's happening? It's building up. Or still fire's developing, right? Okay, so we need foam, and that's where that foam line comes into play. Before these two can make that entry, the foam line needs to be up, ready to apply foam. Now, is there a dike wall around our prop? No. So runoff is going to be an issue for us. That trench is going to start filling up and eventually will overflow. And also we're throwing a lot of water in that area with those hand lines being able to get in close. So that foam blanket is going to get beat up really bad by water, and it's going to start flowing away as well. So we want you to use a JS10 nozzle. So this foam line, we use 100 feet, and 2¾ hose with a JS10 nozzle. You want that best possible foam blanket to stand up to that abuse and constantly using it down. Okay? Alright. Now, you're not going to be able to fit all three hose lines right across. The foam line is going to kind of have to hang back. Just keep that foam in between the other hose dude's legs. If you step off to the left or to the right, you can apply foam as you see fit to control that still fire. Alright? Okay. The extinguisher operator. This is not the best prop for the extinguishers because the way everything works out. There's not a lot of good little spills that pop up for you to knock out. So what I suggest is we get a lot of runoff that's down here. Sometimes you'll get a small spill you can get on that one. Or off to the right, in between these two fires here, you'll see a little lazy liquid fire that you might be able to tag. Obviously, you're not going up there by yourself. You can't just charge up there when we first started and try to knock it out. You have to wait until these lines get up here and get it under control. Okay? So, like I said, you've got to be up there and try and find that little fire to knock out the extinguisher. Is there anything I did not cover? Do I have any questions?